The Whispering Shadows. It was a quiet evening when Daniel finally arrived in the small countryside village. He had been searching for peace, a place far away from the noise of the city, and when he saw the old wooden house at the edge of the forest, something about it pulled him in. The villagers had warned him not to live there. "Sir," an old man said, "that house is cursed. People who live there, they don't stay for long." Daniel just laughed. He didn't believe in ghost stories. To him, the house was perfect, large, cheap, and surrounded by nature. On the first night, everything seemed normal. The house creaked as old houses do, and the wind outside whistled through the trees. But around midnight, Daniel woke up suddenly. He wasn't sure why until he heard it. A whisper. It was faint, almost like a breath, floating across the room. He sat up, his heart beating faster, listening carefully. The whisper grew louder, clearer. He couldn't make out the words, but it felt as if someone was speaking directly into his ear. He turned on the light. The room was empty. The next morning, Daniel convinced himself it was just a dream. But the second night was worse. He heard footsteps on the wooden floor, slow and heavy, moving toward his bedroom. When he opened the door, no one was there, only the cold air of the hallway. Yet the whispers continued, filling the silence, circling him like invisible shadows. By the third night, Daniel was terrified. He barely slept, his eyes wide open, staring into the dark corners of his room. He began to notice strange things. The mirrors fogging up by themselves, words scribbled in dust on the table, windows opening though he had locked them. One night, he saw a shadow move across the wall, though no one was there to cast it. The whispers grew desperate, repeating his name over and over. Daniel, Daniel. Finally, he decided to search the house during the day. In the basement, behind piles of broken furniture, he found something strange, a door hidden under an old carpet. When he forced it open, a narrow staircase led down into darkness. With a flashlight in hand, he descended slowly, the air growing colder with each step. At the bottom, he discovered a small hidden room. Its walls were covered with scratch marks, as if someone had tried to claw their way out. In the center of the room lay a broken rocking chair and a child's doll. Its glass eyes cracked. Suddenly, the whispering returned, this time louder, angry, echoing through the underground room. Daniel froze, his light flickering. The shadows in the corners seemed to move, stretching across the walls. He felt a cold hand brush against his shoulder. "Help us," a voice whispered. "Set us free," another cried. In that moment, Daniel realized the truth. Long ago, the family who lived in the house had disappeared. The villagers spoke of murder, betrayal, and restless spirits, but no one had ever confirmed it. Now, he was standing in the place where their souls were trapped. Gathering his courage, Daniel spoke into the darkness. "I don't know what happened to you, but I'll tell your story. You will not be forgotten." The whispers fell silent. The air grew lighter, and slowly the shadows retreated back into the walls. When Daniel finally left the basement, the house seemed different, less heavy, less dark. That night, for the first time, he slept peacefully. The whispers never returned. But even today, some villagers say that if you stand near that house at midnight, you can still hear faint voices in the wind. Not cries for help anymore, just soft whispers of gratitude.